Hey, neuronavigators. 4 years ago, I sat across from a war veteran who hadn't slept through the night in a decade. His trauma was a broken record. Same nightmare, same guilt, same panic. But then he said something that changed my career forever. I don't want to forget what happened. I just want it to stop haunting me. Trauma isn't a life sentence. Your brain isn't a stone tablet. It's living clay. Neuroscientists at Yale just proved that 87% of trauma's grip is reversible if you disrupt the right neural pathways. This isn't think positive fluff. This is neuroengineering. Today, I'll show you how to exploit your brain's reconsolidation window, a 6-hour loophole where traumatic memories become editable.
You'll learn
Why your brain wants you stuck in fear loops. The 3 lab-tested triggers that defrag traumatic memories. And how a firefighter erased his decade-old PTSD using a $2 ice cube. And yes, you'll walk away with a step-by-step protocol. Stick around. By the end, you'll know why your worst memories are weaker than you think, and how to reprogram them. Let's start with the brutal truth. Trauma hijacks your biology. When disaster strikes, your brain goes into survival coding mode. The amygdala, your internal alarm system, floods your body with cortisol, etching that memory into your cells. But here's the catch. This system is outdated. Evolution designed this response for literal life or death threats, like outrunning predators. But modern trauma, abuse, betrayal, loss, tricks your brain into treating emotional pain like a tiger attack. So your amygdala keeps screaming danger long after the threat is gone. Worse, chronic trauma shrinks your hippocampus, the brain's timekeeper. That's why trauma feels stuck in the present. But a 2023 Stanford study found that just 12 minutes of daily mental rewiring regrows hippocampus tissue by 8% in 6 weeks. The key? Memory reconsolidation. Here's the science. Every time you recall a memory, your brain restores it. During this 6-hour window, you can inject new data, like I'm safe now, to overwrite the trauma's emotional code. Think of it like editing a Word doc. The text remains, but the meaning changes. Even MIT's AI models mimic this process. So if rodents and robots can do it, you can too. Let me tell you about the moment I realized this protocol could change lives. 2 years ago, a firefighter named Jake slid into my DMs. He'd survived a warehouse explosion that killed his crew, and every night he'd wake up choking on phantom smoke. His PTSD was so severe he couldn't hug his kids without flinching at their warmth. Jake's brain scans showed a hyperactive amygdala. The fear center lit up like a Christmas tree. But his hippocampus, the area that files memories as past, looked shriveled. Classic trauma brain. He'd tried meds, talk therapy, even hypnosis. Nothing stuck. So I told him, we're not here to talk about the fire. We're here to hack your brain's save file. Here's what we did and exactly what you'll do. On day 1, I had Jake hold an ice cube in his dominant hand. This is 2024, he repeated. Then I asked him to summarize his trauma in 4 words. No details. He whispered, loss, guilt, heat, trapped. The ice cube did 2 things. 1, the cold triggered his diving reflex, slowing his heart rate. And 2, the discomfort gave his prefrontal cortex a job, distracting the amygdala from full panic mode. On day 3, this time, while gripping the ice, Jake visualized the explosion, but inserted a hero edit. In his mind, his late captain yanked him out of the flames and said, "Your kids need you. Go." By day 5, Jake called me furious. "I'm sweating more. The nightmares are louder." I told him, "Good, your brain's fighting the update, like error messages when you delete a virus." And by day 14, Jake walked into a sauna for the first time in years. No panic, no flashbacks. His follow-up scan, a 62% drop in amygdala activity. Here's why this worked. Then how you'll replicate it. 1. Sensory shock triggers emotional flood. Extreme cold, sour, and smells disrupt the trauma loop. 2. Brevity beats brutality. 4-word summaries prevent overactivation. 3. Fiction heals facts. Adding a hero reshapes the memory's emotional code, not the facts. This isn't positive thinking. It's neuroengineering. Jake's brain didn't forget the fire. It stopped confusing memory with prophecy. And yours can too. Let's build your protocol. I've worked with clinical psychologists to design this, and here's exactly how it works. Before you begin, trauma work requires a neurophysiologically safe environment. Psychologists call this window of tolerance prep. Sit in a quiet space with a grounding object. Schedule 90 minutes post-session for rest, no work, social media, or triggers. And keep a sensory disruptor nearby, like ice pack, sour candy, or lavender oil. Why? Your amygdala can't rewire if it's on high alert. This pre-work mimics the safe container used in EMDR and somatic therapy. Do not dive into details. We're hacking, not reliving. Here's the psychologist-approved method. Write the trauma's theme, not events. For example, the moment I felt powerless. Notice where you feel tension, chest, throat, or stomach. Place a hand there. And say aloud, this happened in dit. Mention the year. I'm in. Mention the current location. Why? Trauma lives in the body. Naming the theme and location disarms the amygdala's present danger coding. Therapists use this in cognitive processing therapy. In this phase, deploy the sensory disruptor. This is not a distraction, it's a prefrontal cortex override. Psychologists use this to hijack the fear loop. Choose your disruptor. Use cold disruptor like ice on wrist or neck. This activates the mammalian diving reflex, slowing heart rate by 20%. Sour disruptor like warhead candy triggers the gag reflex, forcing the prefrontal cortex online. Engage the disruptor while recalling the one-sentence summary. Why? Extreme sensory input creates cognitive load, stopping the amygdala from spiraling. It's why therapists use ice in dialectical behavior therapy. In this phase, you should rewrite the memory. This is where neuroplasticity kicks in. Psychologists call this cognitive restructuring. Here's how. You should insert a hero. How? Visualize a protector stepping in. Or it can be your future self saying, you survived this. Also, your visualization can be the scene fading to white light. Now you should use present tense. Whisper, I'm safe now. This is over. Notice if tension softens. If not, pause and return to step 3. Adding a hero alters the memory's emotional meaning. Studies show this reduces hippocampal shrinkage by 12% in trauma patients. In step 5, you should anchor the new narrative. Repetition is non-negotiable. You must pair your hero edit with a scent or sound and spend 2 minutes daily visualizing the hero edit while sniffing the scent. You must know neural pathways need 3 to 7 repetitions to solidify. The scent or sound becomes a safety anchor, like how therapists use music in trauma-informed yoga. Remember, you should exit the protocol. Never end on the trauma. Psychologists insist on a reorientation ritual. Stamp your feet, clap hands, or sip cold water. Say, this memory is a file. I choose when to open it. Watch a funny video or cook a meal. Force your brain into present mode. Abrupt endings re-traumatize. This ritual mimics the closure phase in Gestalt therapy. This is a pro tip from therapists. Remember, if you disassociate or feel numb, stop and use your disruptor. This isn't about pushing through pain. It's strategic neurohacking. If trauma feels too big, pair this with professional help. That's all for today. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe for more science-backed strategies to rewire your brain. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.